The best definition of success is someone who is emotionally mature and biblically wise and is someone who's making an eternal impact in this world. As I work with leaders right now, I am becoming more and more convinced that leadership issues is not going to be around technology, it's not going to be around AI, even though all those things are popular and good. But the biggest problem facing leadership right now is actually going to be disconnection. This idea of loneliness. Leadership is lonely at the top. This idea of you have no one to talk to or confide in, or no way to get honest feedback, because anyone you ask within your organization, there's such a power differential that you don't actually get honest answers back. And so there's this constant feeling of being disconnected, this feeling of being alone. And it becomes almost an existential crisis for leaders now. Again, most leadership content is about the latest marketing strategies. Most leadership content is about how to get your team to work better together. Most leadership content is about the bottom line and ROIs and all those things. All those things are important. There's no argument those are important. But I don't believe that that's going to be the greatest pain point from what I'm seeing coming up. I'm seeing other leadership professionals, I'm seeing other people write in and asking or talking about this idea of being completely disconnected, being completely alone. They don't have anyone they can confide in. They don't have anyone they can talk to and ask questions of and get good counsel back or good feedback on in some way. And so all of the weight of being a leader, all of the exhausting decision-making, decision fatigue that comes up by being alone, by being isolated in this situation is gonna just eat at the souls of these leaders. Where you see it actually show up is these leaders who become incredibly successful externally. They've got the title, they've got the cash, they've got the company, they've got the round A, round B, round C of funding. They might have some level of popularity or celebrity, but nobody knows them. Nobody understands what's going on internally. And they become successful externally, and internally they are dying. It gets reflected in relationships with their wives, with their husbands, with their children. They lose those relationships. They look back on a career that they've had all of the external success and realize that they would trade all of it if they had a relationship that they could trust, that they had a person that they could confide in, that they felt like they were loved unconditionally. It's heartbreaking to sit with these guys, and I sat with leaders who have multi-millions of dollars, and they've looked me in the eye and they have said, I would trade everything I have if only my wife would walk in that door right now and look at me and say that she wants me. But because I spent so much time, so much energy, so much effort trying to become externally popular and successful and influential in some way, that I haven't invested any time, energy, and effort in becoming the kind of human being that can have those meaningful relationships, the kind of person who feels personally fulfilled inside. And again, I want you to hear me really, really clearly. I believe that external success, I believe that professional success is important, but it's not the only thing. And when it becomes the only thing, when you realize that you've spent so much time and energy and effort climbing the corporate ladder, climbing that ladder of success, and then waking up and realizing it was leaning against the wrong wall, there is no do-over. You have burned through relationships and opportunities and deep personal influence in some way. And I don't want to see that happen. I truly don't want to see that happen to you. So here's what I focus on. I work with the individuals who have, for all intents and purposes, would say they are incredibly successful, that they have kind of made it in this world, but are still feeling isolated, are still feeling alone, are still feeling unfulfilled in some way, and they do not know what that next step is. They don't know how to change that internal emptiness. It could be those individuals who are trying to fill that emptiness with more success, more money, more toys. It could be individuals who are lost in that and they're trying to numb the pain through some level of addiction, some level of unhealthy behavior, which is causing more problems and more issues amongst their teams, amongst their corporations, amongst their organizations in some way. So here's the invitation. If this sounds like you, if you're going, man, there's something that resonated with me in this little short video, and you want to start a conversation, DM me right now. You can message me through whatever app you're watching this on, whether it's YouTube or LinkedIn or Instagram or wherever this is posted right now. Just hit that message feature, reach out to me and just say, I want to start a conversation. I have more questions, or something you said resonates with me. I just want to talk about it a little bit more. I would love for you to start finding the answers so that you can become professionally successful and personally impactful. That you will no longer be alone, you'll no longer be isolated, and that you will have emotional maturity and biblical wisdom. Now that last one's important. I want you to hear really, really clearly. I come from a Christian perspective that integrates biblical wisdom into this process. And I know that it's not for everybody, and that's a deal breaker for you. I get it. You might find somebody else. But for me, the best definition of success is someone who is emotionally mature and biblically wise and is someone who's making an eternal impact in this world. You do those three things, and you will never be unfulfilled ever again.